Anyway, should I start the recording?
Yeah, probably.
Good, because I started right before I said, should we start the recording? If you had disagreed, I would have stopped it.
And then there would have been hiccups, and you would have had to start again and end it with many things.
No, I would have just not included that first little snippet. No one would have heard it. It would have gone into the ether.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Ethernet.
No. The ones and zeros would have been reallocated to other things, and it would not have seen the light of day. Not just because it's audio, and audio doesn't see light. That's not how physics works.
Hi, this
Pre-episode
is
banter. Established.
Yes. Welcome to GURPS Wars, a homebrew GURPS Star Wars game with Crash and Ellie and EO, also known as Ran and Antuxa and Sen. And you people, I had something that I was going to say, but I've forgotten it, so now you have to say what happened last time. I mean, okay, also, last time we had we thought we're going to have paint on, we did have paint on the wall. So the time before that.
Also, I have to be known as phenomenal, and Tuxa is, of course, known as fabulous, and Sen is known as feared.
What?
Well, if they don't fear you, they end up not really having anything afterwards.
Also apparently feared by casino hardware.
Yes, it had a total meltdown. But I think that was 2 sessions ago.
Yes.
Yes. Last session, we went somewhere that isn't even in our top 5 of awful places to go.
And yet it was still a burnt husk that was about to be lit on fire again.
And exploded.
Well, that too. One would lead to the other with that much accelerant around.
I fell through a floor.
This is what happens when you get a crit failure in a dangerous location, yes.
Not permanently.
And we found a bowl of bloody glass.
In front of the ugliest statue that you can imagine, that was covered in little shards of mirrors.
If I was a sculptor, I probably would have burned it. Oh, never mind.
Also, poor Ran is desperately envious because Sen got to damage structural elements of a building.
No.
We spent the entire last adventure telling him he wasn't allowed to take walls out.
I'm not envious. I'm very proud that our protege is learning. But yes, I would like to remove a bulkhead at least once.
Strangle someone.
And Antux, as I recall, got a critical success on a psychometry roll.
I think that's probably right. I learned everything about these little pieces of glass, which is to say, not a whole lot.
A bunch of people did a ritual, and they were upset that it didn't work.
Also, there was a man in a mask. Although we knew about him.
Even a tuxedo.
I think I would prefer that version. He does nothing. This one we might actually have to deal with.
I'm upset that I got the reference.
I'm just going to put something in the warehouse, the GIF warehouse there. So, and the people who were doing the ritual, you recognized one of them. One of them is the Imperial sympathetic smuggler, Hurston Mannon, who is like your contact, who, I mean, didn't quite get you in per se, but you utilized some of his contacts to be here on a nominally Republic-ish world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like he manufactures high-end desk chairs.
Or something.
Anyway, so that's what we did. How about you?
Oh, the GM wrote a whole bunch of things. Sen, do you want to add anything to the,
I would like to forget about the floor incident.
If it's any consolation,
We'll never speak of it again.
Listening back on the recording as I do edits, apparently I forgot you fell through a floor during the episode where you fell through a floor. In my defense, I was tired. So you're saying I should delete these holovids?
Don't delete them. They have evidence. Just doctor them.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't actually expect anyone to forget anything embarrassing I've ever done.
I didn't realize you were embarrassed by the casino thing. I wasn't even there. I was hearing about it secondhand from Ran. He sounded proud.
Image of Sen giving it a flat stare.
Well, apparently Ran doesn't like gambling. And after that performance, I don't think I like gambling either.
Of course not. I don't like gambling either. I like winning.
There's that. And I'm not against gambling per se. I'm just trying to, not call attention to myself when I inevitably use certain abilities to make sure that I win, which means it's less gambling with the machine and more gambling with the chance that law enforcement wants to have a few words with me. I don't think that would help.
That's quite fair. Personally, I think you shouldn't gamble with anything you can't afford to lose, and the casino couldn't afford to lose those slot machines.
Yeah.
Discord is not entirely filtering out Beth's chortles, but it might be filtering it just enough that it doesn't end up in the recording. So this is Crash letting everyone know in our listening audience that Beth is unable to stop chortling during this whole exchange.
There's a reason Beth hasn't said anything for the last 3 minutes.
That's because I've been giggling at you people, yes. As I recall, you called up Hurston and warned him that maybe his people should stay away from the place. That's right. And you warned him that his people should stay away from the place, and you wanted to talk to him about the other participants.
Well, I thought we could have dinner again. I had such a pleasant time last time.
He would be delighted to have dinner again. Does my lady want to have a dinner back at Genomi's or some other place or takeout? Or he can acquire a special chef just, to... Hello, Dick.
I'm a visitor in your city. I'll let you make the recommendation.
Well, Genomi's does know how to keep their mouths shut. It's a place he frequents fairly often. And
That's
also the GM won't have to worry about making a new map or improvising or doing...
Also very fair.
But people do tend to have their favorite places that know what their favorite foods are, what their hated foods are, what to serve them to indicate that the cops are out back or out front, or the usual sorts of things like that.
Fair enough.
See, people want to go have dinner again presumably at the cantina.
Well, I don't know what time of day it is.
Well, as I recall, you people meandered over there around afternoonish, so you could do an early dinner, or you could do you could putter around for a while instead. He does have business that he needs to attend to, but he does not have to... He can work around what's convenient for his guests in the city.
Oh, no. I'll meet you later. I'm sure we have something we can occupy our time with. Besides, I'm abandoning these two nights in a row. I don't want to do it too early. They'll have all the fun.
He's wounded, absolutely wounded, and whatever fun she desires, he is sure he can arrange for it. But, yes, all right, how about such and such time?
Yeah. Perfectly happy to arrange whatever, 7, 8 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah. Probably
I don't want to split the party too quickly.
Well, it all depends on whether you want to talk to him with or without everybody else around, etc. So, what are you going to do until you meet up with him?
Well, I'll leave that to you two. I've sort of been leading the show.
There's something that we keep wanting to do, and then we end up inexplicably researching ancient tax codes of this particular municipality. I don't remember what it was. I just remember the tax codes being interesting each time. Also, I might need to renew my ADHD medication.
Sandcasts. You're researching sandcasts, and you keep, you get the Cass family, and then you go off
rolling very poorly.
And you keep rolling so poorly. So poorly.
What's that roll again?
There were some crit
Research?
failures.
It,
There were some research roll crit failures.
we try to rope Antuxa into this. And I just missed it by 3. So, you know, we're trending here. We have a trend.
Mhm.
Zencass
Did you
has
know that
clearly
there
set up
are
some type of mnemonic devices that prevent you from researching them.
No. Did you know that the reason that some criminal organizations call themselves families on Ord Mantell is because if you are an actual extended family, you can move your assets around more freely because of favorable tax things about, giving a lot of money to your cousins and stuff. So, does anyone else want to make a research roll? And Tuxa makes
saves
it by
us.
5.
This arc is called Antuxa Solves Everything.
So, and Tuxa, are you just researching anything specific, or you want a general rundown on Sandcast?
For right now, just a general rundown.
Okay. Sandcast, is a Twi'lek. He's... Let me get my notes out here.
He seems to be made of a collection of silicates shaped like a fortification.
No. He is not
runs...
a sandcastle.
No.
No, that's his son.
It's not clear if he has one.
We just talked about extended families. He probably has several adopted children.
There is that
may or may not be his age.
Yeah, well. He is... You've seen the pictures. You could get the holo. EO has that picture there. That's a good picture. Runs the Cass family. Yes, they are, in fact, there's a lot of adoptions, and Twi'leks are big on like side adoptions, so they will absolutely adopt someone as a sibling. He is known to be... He likes to buy things that are relic-y type stuff, from Antuxa's opinion. You get the impression that so long as it doesn't have like "Made in Balmora" stamped on it, he'd be interested. He and Berectes boys, the Cass family and the Berectes boys, were having a bit of a turf war, but they have recently made up and outlined what turf they control, and apparently are relatively good friends now, or something, at least officially. Sandcast smiles all the time. You cannot find any pictures of him that do not show him grinning about something, and every description you find in the news is, the always cheerful or always smiling Sandcast. He likes human girls, so who he's dating actually shows up in gossip columns. Anything that you would want to know that I haven't touched on?
Human girls? Really?
Yeah, he likes human girls. I mean, not exclusively, but he seems to have a fondness for them for some reason. Maybe he likes to play with their hair.
Well, there's no accounting for taste.
Mm-hmm. At least that's who he gets seen in the pictures and whatnot. Yeah, that picture right there. That's such a good picture. Maybe he only gets caught, with the human girls, like, when they're getting pictures of him. Yeah, like, sometimes little holovid starlets of the, starlet is kind of a, hopeful term. They're usually bit performers and such, but,
As the token human in this trio, I'm just going to say, no, I'm not going to pretend I'm female and attempt to romance him. That's not going to be on the table. I understand that it's a trope. But I am not Cloud. This is not Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, you do look fine in makeup, but...
I promise I wasn't considering which wig to use.
You already have a short list, don't you?
Yes, of course. I don't have to consider it.
And I imagine you already had that list before we knew anything about this sandcastle person.
A lady is nothing if not prepared.
That actually makes me feel better, not worse. But that said, I'm not interested in trying to romance anyone.
Now, getting Sen into a wig, that's difficult.
Whoever attempted it would lack hands afterwards.
Also true.
I think the wig would lack holes.
It would have to have some rather large pigtails that were hollow.
Like I said, it's a challenge. Anyway,
Perhaps insurmountable. Regardless,
I am
romancing
not
is off the
going
table.
down that road any farther.
I will wear a dress. I will not wear a wig. And I'm not going to try to seduce him.
You do get that he frequents a cantina / nightclub called the Blue Orchid, which had been in various other tidbits that of intel that you'd been given, but it does seem that the info was accurate because some of the news stuff does in fact say, his usual hangout, Blue Orchid, it's owned by another Twi'lek.
On my map.
Yes, it's on your map.
Fascinating. Well, perhaps you could pay him a visit while I'm entertaining dear Hurston?
The question is, what would we say?
Hello, I'm definitely not here to murder you and take your things.
Start with reassurances. Although that might be lying.
Well, you wouldn't be there to murder him and take his things. I can't speak for Sen.
Look, just because we have similar first names doesn't mean I need to stab him.
Yet.
But I might be required to use telekinesis to hold him still, and we all know there's a history of what happens after that.
You started using the combat tactic. How was I supposed to realize?
I'm going to roll, it's intelligent -5 if you don't have acting, correct?
Yeah, generally,
Can Ran keep from laughing when he says this?
Amazingly, yes.
He can't keep the grin off his face. That was just made it success, but he does not break out laughing.
Well, at least he's red. So, if he were green, I would worry that when you held him immobile, you might be tempted to squeeze.
No. Low planetary orbit, not squeeze.
Ah.
Well,
Gravity
now
does the
I'm
rest.
concerned.
It's not a cactus.
You're not cactus green, dear.
I'm kind of cactus green.
All right, well,
Are you
don't
covered in small needles? No? Don't worry about it.
let Sen take us to low Earth orbit.
In their ship.
Low planetary orbit, I should say. I don't know what an Earth is.
It's another word for soil or dirt. Frequently used for the habitable planets because, they have dirt on them, as opposed to being nothing but sand and cacti. People
Anyway.
are talking about things in the chat. Anyway. Are you planning to actually split the party again?
Well, if these two want to come to dinner, that's fine with me.
I don't think there's a way for us to properly smooth that over that makes sense, even if we roll high enough to just wave it away. I don't think it would fit the plot. Let's put it that way.
What, splitting the party?
No, the not splitting the
Showing
party and
up
all
at
showing
dinner.
up together. You didn't say +1, so I brought 2.
I feel like that would end up as one of those excessively awkward holovid plots where, two people are on a date and then the other people are pretending to be on a date while spying on them, and, no.
We've already
No.
agreed no romancing, so yes, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I always hated
why
those
don't I make
moments.
my little way to Genomi's? The Blue Orchid is across town, but my accounts should pay for a taxi there and back, so you don't have to walk all the way.
In the
Here,
rain.
I thought I was going to pick
In
up
the
a
rain.
cab.
Well, you can do that, but
We're keeping a low
we
profile.
might as well pay for it too. And I'll let you have your adventure, and I'll let you know what I find out.
Good luck.
Thank you. I
mean,
intend to
not
have a
Young Eddie,
delightful
just in
time.
case.
Mhm.
All three of us talk at the same time.
Yes, that's the way it works. All right. Have fun, dears. Do let me know what you find out about Mr. Cass. And call if you need assistance. I'm a taxi right away.
So you're splitting the party. I mean, you
Yes,
could have
but
arranged for a dinner that was a business dinner, but, well, all right. Splitting the party is fine.
I'm going to let them have the fun this time. And I will be off in my corner, apparently having far, far too much meat again. At least my doctor will be happy. My protein's going up.
I mean, you come from a desert sort of world. You probably, your species mostly evolved there, so you're probably
true.
not a meat-heavy diet is not bad for you.
Yes, but what I mean is I'm going to let the other players go first. So someone else start talking, please.
On our way there, Rand just looks over at Sen and says, Sen, after these past 2 days, I'm a little worried that if we approach this Mr. Sandcastle, we're just going to start talking about ancient tax codes.
Well, first of all, probably don't call him Mr. Sandcastle. Damn it! Now I'm thinking about it.
I can't remember his real name because I saw it sounds like Sandcastle, and now that's the only word in my head.
Sandcast. His name is Sandcast.
Of the Cass family.
If only we had Lord
And
Zappy
took-
Zap here to help us.
I will drag.
With what?
Replacing an
Forgetting
awkward
names.
social encounter with an awkward battlefield encounter.
I can do that.
Yes, but then we'd have somebody with a ranged attack.
I have a ranged attack.
I mean, and technically you've got another lightsaber on you now, so you've got additional ammo.
But also, we are not supposed to start a fight. So don't call him Mr. Sandcastle.
Cross my heart and
Or
hope
else
to
then,
die.
please don't.
It's a saying. Cross
It
my
was
heart
a
and hope
joke.
they die. Is that better?
Let's hope nobody dies.
Oh, it would make it less interesting, but probably more effective.
I feel like if anybody dies, this is going to turn into a mission where, like, now the entire nightclub's dead, the district is in flames, and I've lost my visor.
One of those is a tragedy. Also, you're describing an event that's very similar to a chapter in the book I'm reading.
It's also a modified line from Girl Genius, which is excellent. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, it's a little bit early for dinner things, but you know there's a street there. I dropped an Antuxa there so that she can see what's going on. Ta-da, a street. It's the usual. This place seems to really go in for like brutalist architecture, lots of concrete, lots of, yes, we used to be a military sort of place that's occasionally been livened up by some attempts at Art Deco carvings that someone thought it was in a Coruscanti style, and it mostly looks like Goth Deco or something. Stuff like that. The door for the nightclub is very blue and has flowers painted on it that are presumably called an orchid on some planet or other.
It's so blue we can see it through the wall of the map.
I mean, it's blue. There's lots of blue. Look at all the blue.
Da-da-dee-da-da-da.
All right, seems to have established. Music can be heard, etc., etc. Oh, excuse me while everything's reloading.
Standing by.
Standing by. Okay, I appear to be back. Yes, I'm back.
I'm front.
There's a door.
My
You can
mortal
open the door
enemy.
if you wish. Well, I mean,
Urge
it might
to
be.
use
There's
TK other to open the door. Rising. I clicked on it instead. Oh, by the way,
inside.
I cannot see through your walls.
Good.
Double checking. I cannot see through any of your walls.
Excellent. What is this and why is it popping up?
Oh no. We're the wrong sort of people to be here. The clientele of the Blue Orchid appear to all be emoji.
Not all.
Space emoji.
They're not all.
Spimoji. That does sound
I'm
like
sure
a Star Wars race.
Vaguely. They're not all. I have used other icons.
Wait, you there? Weren't you an orphan?
No, I don't think I used any of the orphans.
No, it's the older ones.
Yeah. No.
And a particularly large head taking up more than one hex.
What? Where?
Can I ping the map? There.
Oh. I mean, yeah, him.
I think he's a little translucent too. I think I see the chair through him.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
I don't.
He's a little
I
space.
don't
Oh
think
no,
it
that
was.
one's occupied by a hologram.
Possibly. Someone has obviously set their hologram on the chair so that they can, have a nice conversation with,
Someone comes over. Is this he taken? Yes. They sit down anyway. Now they are inside the hologram.
Whoops. Well, that's why I call it hollow. There's nothing inside it. Anyway, there's the blue and dark stained wood checkered floor. There's a whole lot of tables, most of which are occupied. Off in one corner, there's a table and they're either chairs for large species or kind of personal love seats with a dome. There's a stage off to the upper left corner there. Stairs lead up to it. There's a bar. There's a couple of doors that have the semi-universal symbols for freshers on them. And there's a blue Twi'lek standing by the little kiosk counter thing. It's got the little computer on it. Yeah.
Stand back. I'll crush it into a cube.
It's not a podium because you stand on a podium. So I suppose it's kind of technically a lectern, but mini counter thing you put your computer on to discover if people have appointments, maybe. There's a little sign on the thing in front of it about the comm code to call to make reservations.
Oh dear, I don't think we have a reservation.
It doesn't say reservations are required. It does say reservations are encouraged.
Also, for the record, I am amused by the fact that the way our icons are on this map, it looks like Sen and Ran are back to back making cool person poses.
Either that or checking out the place to make sure it's not dangerous. Despite it being fairly early, the place is fairly packed. There's only the sort of L-shaped corner table and one of the little regular tables free. So the Twi'lek says, "Well, hello, you two. Do you have a reservation?"
I'm afraid we don't.
Oh. Well,
but we might like to make one.
Well, let me just see what we got here. Tap, tap, tap. Well, let's see. Can't give you the corner booth there because, well, that's for somebody who's going to be coming in later. I've got the free table there. She gestures over towards it, but only if you can clear out in another, hour or so, I'm afraid. And I hate to make people eat and run.
An hour should be sufficient, at least.
Well, that all depends. I mean, we've got got Danny Ray up there doing some singing. She'll be going off and on for, the whole evening, probably. Sen has
Oh.
rolled a d6.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
It says you
No,
did,
a
and I saw the
D6
die
just
roll across.
appeared.
It's a
Seems
ghost
to think Sen
D6.
did it. Okay. Odd.
Well, an hour should be enough for us to at least, soak in the ambiance and let us know if we should, make arrangements for a future reservation for a time where we have more than an hour to spend.
Oh, well then, of course, darlings. Let me just set you up here, and she gestures to the four-seater open table there that you could see right at the, spot. She will
Socket would
walk
like
you
to play.
over if you want to be walked over. Huh?
Socket would like to play.
Socket wants to play. Oh, Socket. I'm sorry, Socket. I don't have a pre-gen for you. I can try and make one later.
Socket will play the sandcastle.
No,
Socket will play the mouse droid.
that I believe. Beep, 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 beep.
Only be meow.
Meow.
The cat droid. It chases the mouse droids around.
That makes sense. You get to see up top that's apparently a door into the kitchen as someone goes, in and out of it. Bringing food to people and then going back, slide shut. A Zabrak comes to take your order, says that the owner put in a good word for you because you're going to be in and out real quick, so you have some priority in the kitchen, and they advise not getting some of the things that take longer to cook, the usual waiters thing.
Ram will order something that looks like it would be a relatively quick meal that isn't that fancy, but not necessarily MRE quality, because I don't think this place would sell MRE quality.
No. You could probably get a hamburger, effectively. Sandwich with ground meat patty.
They call this a hamburger. It hasn't even been crushed into a small disc. But yes, I know the meat is a small disc. I'm talking about the bread as well.
No, it's light and puffy and strangely fluffy.
I can fix this, but it would cause a scene. Also, Ren gets a space root beer.
You are quickly
Root beer does sound like a Star Wars drink.
Yeah, I mean it's all kinds of roots there.
Especially if you add an apostrophe or 3.
Root
I feel
beer.
like I've regenerated some fatigue.
Yeah, you should probably regen your fatigue there. Oof.
Oh, it's nice that the tango dancers are still with each other.
Those are. There are another couple there that are now. Look, I'm just sticking in random.
I know.
Things to
I
use.
reuse icons as well. It's just amusing to me.
Right. Yeah, there's 3
Don't-
gals over
don't
there.
mind
There's
me as I-
sword people.
Don't mind me as I created an elaborate headcanon about 2 background NPCs and their life that just happens to coincide with ours in ways that are 100% unrelated.
None of the emoji you see are people you've met before. I'll warn you if you actually recognize anybody. I swear.
I think I will recognize the giant floating holographic head if I see it again.
Probably. Have we been playing for about an hour, and should we take a break?
I feel punchy enough for that, but 48 minutes according to the clock. I think the thing about that holographic head is I'm fairly certain that when you saw that image, it was in a viewer where it was impossible for you to tell that it was translucent.
Possibly. It's also possible that I mucked with the appearance of the thing by accident when I was loading it in.
That is slightly possible. Occam's razor suggests my answer, but yes, that is also possible. It will not stop them using it, though.
Well, there is that. There is that.
Just like how it's nearly impossible to get people to be exactly on top of a chair, so everyone's like, they paid for the fine dining, but will only use the edge of their seat.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when I set it up on a map that doesn't have hexes on it, because if I did have it with hexes, I would actually have set it up so that every one of them was properly centered.
Oh, you should have seen me trying to get the map ready for my after-school club. It was not designed. It was not designed for how I'm using it. Wait, this is one set of tunnels that's supposed to be a maze. There is no way I can put the walls in there in a way where the players can go through it. They won't fit.
Oops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see. Okay. So what is your goal here at the moment? Just to sort of check the place out or
Scoping it, yeah.
scoping out the place? Okay.
Yes. I'm not sure that Rand's skills are in particular useful here because Sen might be able to do more with sensing things than Rand can.
I'm not sure Sen wants to sense things so much as to roll streetwise.
That is another skill that Rand does not have.
Roll streetwise, and basically, are you going to be chatting up the? Well, that looks like a really good roll.
Yes, but searching from my seat. Just by looking
Technically,
around
more
the
of
room.
an observation, just by looking around the room.
Yeah,
Still,
and
that's
let's
made
not
by
resolve
friends,
that right now. Let's resolve Sen's rolls first.
Okay, Sen has made a streetwise by 4. Who are you streetwising, or are you just trying to eavesdrop shamelessly?
A bit of the eavesdropping shamelessly, a bit that, Sen would like to get a feel for how many of the clientele are involved with business. Like, this is a front to an extent. Is this the kind of front where, like, basically everyone here is in some way affiliated, or is it a mob front that somehow actually got popular?
As near as you can tell, the place is, in fact, it may not be a front per se. It may be a mob loaned somebody business and loaned somebody money to make their business, and it's been successful. It's a lot more upper class than a lot of cantinas you've been in. It does have some people you would say are they look like they're street criminals of some sort or another, but a lot of people look like they're fairly civilian. You would say that this is a place that is possibly not a front so much as a enforced semi-neutral ground, at least for people who are affiliated with probably the Cass family to some extent. And since it doesn't, the people here don't look like they expect someone to barge in and start taking hostages or have a firefight or anything.
That's good to know.
I mean, it might just actually be a place that the Cass family, some of the high-placed people like Sandcast himself likes because, good food. Food is pretty good once you get it. Comes out promptly, nice and hot. Your root beer, Ran, is very bubbly.
And also nice and hot.
I mean, it's root beer. It's supposed to be hot. You've got a little bottle. You've got a little cup of ice cream that you're supposed to add to it until it gets to the desired temperature.
Excuse me, we need to end the game early. There is a Baskin Robbins down the road that I need to visit.
Mood. Mood. On the eavesdropping shamelessly, this reinforces a lot of the people here seem to be talking about, like, business that seems to be like actual business, office jobs and discussion of untangling things, and it's you may have lucked onto something that's more legit than you thought, or at least a lot of legit people are there. The singer's fairly decent on the stage. The clientele at the moment appears to be mostly human, but Deveronian, Twi'lek, a couple of Zabrak at the off at one table near the bar. It's fascinating.
Well,
Ran, you made a search by 5. It's slight penalty because you're not actually searching things, you're only looking at things. So What are you looking for?
That's the thing. Ran doesn't know. So I imagine the slight penalty shouldn't probably be slight. He's just looking to see what he can see as he looks.
Well, let's see. There's the restrooms. There's the bar. The bar has a room behind it that occasionally people go in and out of. There's like 5 places where you would want to dig around to see what they were hiding underneath the bar for one. Do they have contraband there? Oh, hey, look, there's the security cameras here and there. You've spotted those. Nicely placed, fairly decorative.
Drawing on Rand's history as a military officer, how defensible does this place look like it would be?
If somebody were putting guards at the front door, that would be reasonably defensible, but you don't really know what the back is. You haven't gotten up to do dancing where in front of the stage or anything, so you don't know if there's a back door there or there might be a back door in the kitchen. You don't know what the rest of the place looks like. You would not be happy to be defending it from whatever might be coming through the back. The servants' quarters.
So if a Jawa with a bag half full with tchotchkes strode in, they might not get halfway through before a table had to be overturned for cover.
I mean, it depends on if they came in the front or the back. The front has a nice open area in front of it, so you can see who's coming in. Large parties can come in and stand around.
The souped up mouse droid double would come in through the front door. Routine would come in through the back. But that's besides the point because he's not here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ran isn't certain that he would be trying to storm this place, but with the luck we've had on our adventures, he's weighing the pros and cons of being either the defending force or the attacking force, not knowing if he'd be either.
You would probably not want to attack from the front. There is a clear, if any of these people are actually bodyguards of some kind or armed, and some of them might be, hold out weapons, you wouldn't particularly want to come in the front. You definitely want to come in the back. The stage, in fact, would have a very commanding view of everywhere except, maybe the bar. And you'd probably want to get up onto the stage to, start firing your blasters or whatever, throwing explosives, that kind of thing.
Oh, no, I just throw the stage.
It's pretty heavy. Well, you would.
I would, yes. And it being pretty heavy is why that's what I'd go for. I have canonically lifted a laser turret.
Mm-hmm. The stage may be more than heavy. It may actually be structurally bound to the walls and floor somewhat. So it might be a little bit more annoying than
I
something
leveled it up to 24 so that I could soak penalties.
Well, yes, there is that.
But banter aside, temporarily, understood, Ran is imagining scenarios in his head while they enjoy a very nice hamburger, root beer, and whatever Sen's having.
Ben, what are you having? Just out of curiosity.
Well, given that there is that it's run by a Twi'lek and that there is a family here with a large Twi'lek present, and the fact that Twi'leks have cast iron stomach, I think it's probably only vaguely edible from other people's perspective.
You have gotten the fermented salad.
Uh-huh.
It has sliced meat in it. It's got many fascinatingly pickled vegetables. It has slices of meat that have been properly fermented in some kind of mildly alcoholic substance to kill too many of the horrible bacteria. It doesn't smell quite as strong. This is obviously something that they serve in a restaurant that has a high number of humans as well. But it does come with a little bit, they set a little air freshener on the far corner of the table, presumably so that you can eat something without Ran having trouble. And it does have a fairly good aroma if you bring it up and a bite up to sniff it. Yeah. This is Twi'lek food that someone knows how to make and took, care making it. And it may not be fully authentic, but it's pretty good.
How long has it been since Sen has enjoyed a meal like this?
Probably not since they got
Defected.
Yeah.
We'll go with defected.
Arrived in the Empire.
Career change. Since Sen's career change.
Yeah.
How much does Sen enjoy this meal? And is it obvious?
It is obvious, but it's not that they're making a big show of enjoying it or anything. It's just that they're smiling like a normal person.
That is a big show for Sen. Usually when Sen smiles, it's someone's going to be missing limbs. It's not the good kind of smile. Well, for Sen, it might be considered a good... Never mind. Rand's first thought is, I know Sen has a cast iron stomach, but cast iron needs to be cured properly. And after that meal, I don't think it's cured anymore. I think those layers have been stripped away. I think we could actually use that to strip paint.
I mean, it depends on the paint. If you put them on a Cybertruck, will that eat through it?
Cybertrucks can't be going through a car wash without preparation.
I know.
So, yeah. But with that statement said, for the record, in the recording, which I will not be editing out because it's hilarious. And if you like Cybertrucks, I'm so sorry. Some people have taste. You have a Cybertruck. We're not alike. Yes. Thank you. I'm here all week, and that's because it's Friday. But Rand's second thought is, oh, this is a taste of home. Rand gets that.
Oh.
Space dumpster or spudster.
Sorry.
I'll stick with my space hamburger or spam burger. Thank you very much.
I was just thinking of the the Cybertruck.
Cybertruck does whatever a Cybertruck does. Can you wash it? No, you can't. It'll melt. It's a Cybertruck. Look out! Another one set itself on fire.
It's so unfair that Discord doesn't get me laugh. My
a little
laugh.
bit of it gets through. Just a little bit of it gets through, but there's some.
Anyway, yeah, Sen has a taste of home here.
We could order some more to go if you wished.
I wouldn't do that to you.
That's appreciated, but I wouldn't deny you this.
Also,
anyway,
this stuff doesn't really keep. You'd think it would because it's
75% preservatives, yes.
But it's more that there were bits of it that humans would consider gone off, and they go more off. And then they might be edible, but they don't taste good anymore.
I understand. We will have to come back here, if for no other reason than I would love to see Antuxa's expression upon looking upon this, what to you is a fine delicacy. I know she'd keep a totally passive expression and be just fine with it. But every now and then, I hope to see the mask slip, just a tiny little bit.
Well...
But yes, the food here is nice. I like the music, I like the decor. We do need to come back here.
Yeah, with a reservation.
With a reservation for 3, yes.
What I want is to figure out how to get a reservation, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes. Well, unfortunately, if it's not someone in a high command, I can't help you. And if it was, I could still no longer help you.
Zencast is reputed to frequent this place a great deal. You could ask the apparent owner, who's crewing the front table there. She does occasionally wander around and talk to a few people and say, hello and chat with somebody, etc. Some people get up and leave, more people come in. It's busy. That's why there's reservations required. Well, not required, but preferred. You can always try your streetwise on her.
Yes, Io, take the lead.
Streetwise is not that good, but
better than mine.
Also, yeah, it's better than Rand's, and when it's time to go, I feel like it might count for something there.
Well, it has been about an hour,
Presumably,
so
Sen
we need to leave.
speaks Rill, presumably.
I think that's a reasonable thing, yeah.
So as they're leaving, they drop into Rill, and they add that, and well, I heard that this was the place to do business.
Oh.
After
She had-
all of the requisite pleasantries and such.
Yes, requisite pleasantries. How do you like your meal? Sorry you had to eat and run, etc. Yeah. Oh, it's so good to know that people are working on their languages. Yes, she says, in real. Some people come in and they don't know a word of what they should be. They don't even know what to do with their leku. It's sad. And the business, well, depends on what kind of business it is, because this is a safe place to be. But if you're looking to join up someplace, this would be the place to get a fair interview.
Maybe, make a trade.
Oh? I don't usually broker for him, but we go back a ways. So...
Well, there's a collector with some interest in a specific item who might have access to similar items.
Oh, that kind of thing. Well, I mean, I hope you're not going to try and pawn something silly off on him. He does have a soft spot for some kinds of things, and people do try to make something up in their backyard and age it for a few days and bring it in and whatnot. And, well, that's just kind of not a nice thing to do, you know? So it would need to be something real.
Promise you I've got more sense than that. Sometimes I've been accused of not having sense, usually when I'm flying, but I've got more sense than that.
Well, that's good. Glad to hear that.
It is so good that you are speaking in a different language, because I would have to make another acting role to hold in the laughter.
The person on stage is a good singer, Ran.
Oh, yeah, look over there at this, the lyrics. Okay, I don't understand half of those either. And what was that idiom? Was that an idiom? Or was that a double entendre? Oh, okay. Well, it's got a beat. I could dance to it. I don't dance. I've got 2 left feet. I should probably give one of them back. In my defense, I was part swapping for the droid. They're not human feet. Anyway, cut back to...
Well, tell you what, give me your comm code and I'll slip it to Sandcast when he comes in. I'll tell him that you've got something interesting and, haven't seen you around, but that doesn't mean much because sometimes people come for the first time, Or if you want to meet him, then Well, he'll probably be in late tonight. I don't know if I'll have any spare tables, but if you come in, I can at least tell him that you're around and he can decide then if he wants to see you.
I've got to chat with my supplier, let her know that we looked around, we talked to you, that sort of thing. But
Of course. Just remember, this place is supposed to be safe, and anybody breaking the peace here, well, the Cass family won't like it much.
we don't want to bring trouble.
I didn't think you would. You're a nice young Twi'lek, I can tell. I got a feeling about you.
Well, I try.
So,
Certainly around here, I'm gonna be a nice young Twi'lek.
see? You've got sense. So, here, give me a comm code if you want to have somebody call you, or you can drop by 11 or 12.
Let me jot my comm code down, and I'll see if the boss wants to speak tonight.
Of course,
She's
of
in
course.
another meeting right now, so.
It happens. She hands you a flimsy so that you can jot down your comm code, and it's been about an hour, so presumably we should take a break and then we can cut back to Antuxa.
Sounds like a plan.
I have to get the voice back.
I love that I am paused just fast enough to get that.
Excellent, excellent. I feel like I should do the various things that were going on in the comments. Things like, oh no, our front is turning a profit more than our illegal dealings. And Ra'at Beer, a chiz who goes by Ott, and Space Hamburger, Spamburger. Then there's a Space Dumpster, the Spudster, yes. This is a taste of home, I get that. That's why I like MREs. MREs are a taste of home? I was born in a cannery, I thought you knew that.
That had nothing to do with me. That one was Ellie. Ellie gets full credit.
Yes, that was Ellie. Yes, and Ellie also did Smash Cut to Antuxa and Hurston doing karaoke to Kiss from a Sprouse. Cut back to Ran and Sen staring off screen. What in the world was that? We have country and western.
That was in response to, well, it depends on what kind of business you want to do.
Yeah, we have country. Right. So I just thought I should get those onto the recording.
We need to have a secondary GURPS Wars show that is just all of the banter about the show, which doesn't mean that we take the banter out of the show. We leave that in. This would be a second show for more banter. It's like second breakfast, but for banter.
I feel like what you should do, Crash, is you should have a Patreon tier where subscribers send in questions and you lot the GM reads them out and you lot answer them in character or something and then banter about the result. And Tuxa, Sin, and Ran step through the fourth wall and discuss a role-playing game they're playing.
As much as I value our patrons, I don't think we have enough of them to do that on a semi-regular basis without putting a lot of strain on the patrons.
There is that. On the other hand, you could do it like occasionally. Could grab their friends group and say, "Hey, you people, give me lunatic questions you want to ask a bunch of logistics apprentices."
Comments are turned on the Patreon, so if someone asks a question, I can pass it along.
Excellent, excellent. Until then, let's swap over to Antuxa, shall we?
Surely.
I think I loaded this. Yes, it's the active one. It's the active map. Genomi's Cantina nightclub is a little bit busier than it was the other evening when, most of the place had gotten cleared out because, well, it might be a business kind of talk. Instead of one keyboardist, there's someone on a keyboard, there's someone on like a portable organ. The kind that has two rows of keys and foot pedals and the pipes up at the top. Okay, they're electronic pipes. It's an electronic organ, but the dancers are in different positions on the floor that has little blinking fairy lights on it, which I wish I could make them actually work out because they looked cool, but in the preview, but when I actually see them going, they're just giant strobes. It's like there's something wrong there. I'm sad. Hurston is actually he was waiting out up front at the doors for Antuxa to show so that he could escort her grandly to the back corner that has the couches around the table, basically the back corner booth there. And yeah, thank you, my lady, for the warning about the warehouse. I have passed it on to people who I don't want to blow up. Please,
Oh, good.
have a seat.
I'm glad I could be of some little help.
It is an honor to have you visit whether you were helping or not. The help is merely the sugar sprinkles upon the dessert.
My goodness, you do know how to talk to a lady. And I feel I should tell you again, just in case you were concerned, there are certain things that you say only because you're in certain company. You are a delight. And I'm sure that whatever they're doing isn't as much fun as hanging out with you. Now,
He bows a bit. So, do we speak of business or do we speak of dinner or dinner and business?
well, I tell you what, if we speak of dinner first, briefly, I promise I won't talk with my mouth full.
Then let us speak of it. Hang on, distraction going on here.
I trust your judgment. I just mean to say that perhaps we'd better get an order in.
Ah, yes, of course. He waves over basically, he waves it to a waiting server who comes over and inquires if, drinks or, basically you get your order, drinks, etc., and you can get something more to your tastes. Would you like the, meal from yesterday, or you can get something. It will possibly be more to your tastes or not, depending on how you what you want to try. Something different or the thing from before is basically the
Something different. Surprise
they
me.
have. I will do my absolute best, ma'am, and if it is not to your taste, then obviously we will make something else compliments of the house.
I'm sure whatever you bring me will be lovely.
You get something back that is a seafood that is okay, it's not quite raw sushi, but it's definitely been cooked in such a way that it remains quite firm and has many seasonings and whatnot. No, you space banana split with 28 sparklers, right, Crash? That's for dessert.
In my defense, she said surprise me, and if someone brought that out for my dinner, I would be surprised.
Yeah, well, true. Birthday celebration cake. That sure is a cake.
Yzma, I didn't know it was your birthday.
That is, by the way, the birthday song that's in my head every time I sing happy birthday to somebody at school.
Me too. Why, this looks delightful. Thank you very much.
The server looks very hopeful that you will like it and hovers near the kitchen doors to make sure that you do in fact like it. And it does look like it is something that is easy to eat without potentially spilling sauces on your clothing.
Even better. Antuxa is a gourmand, and Tuxa will enjoy it.
It is. It appears to be prepared in a perfectly well-prepared way.
Good.
Discussion is of dinner until you've finished as much and you wish to bring up actual.
Oh, I meant to start business as soon as the dinner order had
Okay.
been
Okay.
placed.
All right. While you're waiting for dinner, he steeples his fingers and looks at you with a intent and curious and appropriately respectful manner, at least someone who is respecting, well, an equal.
Oh, how is your finger, by the way?
It It heals slowly.
I'm
Perhaps
so sorry to hear that.
I will put Colto on it eventually, but it is so small it seems a pity to waste on it. It's not infected.
I will reach over and take his hand briefly, or lay my hand on top of his, since he's got his fingers steepled.
He will take your hand as you reach out. Ooh, healing made by 5. You do
And I'll
in
just-
fact.
I assume this is like 1 fatigue point.
Yeah. It is such a minor amount that honestly, you would not have thought that you would be spending any fatigue at all. It seals over, he goes, stings.
I'm so sorry. An unfortunate side effect, I'm afraid. But at least now you can spare yourself the Colto.
Thank you. He peels off the glove that he's been wearing and regards it. There is, Antuxa, you would know this is weird. It has a deep bruise still underneath it, where, you would think that it would be fairly not, showing at all, because it's just a little cut. This was not even 1 hit worth of damage.
Right.
But it did take a little fatigue, and it's left a bruise underneath that's a sort of faded bluish gray.
Well, I'm sure that will fade soon.
And if it does not, I will regard it as he smiles at his finger, smiles at Antuxa, folds his hand, presses it to above his heart and nods to you. A souvenir.
Indeed. So, I'm sorry to be so blunt about this, but I've been trying to think about how to dance around this subject all day, and I'm simply not having any success. What was the ritual intended to do?
You have found out about it. Yes, you were in that warehouse, and there.
Please don't think that anybody told me about it. The past speaks to me.
Yes. It was supposed to grant great power to those who participated. I didn't trust it, but Sandcast and Berekti were going to be there, and perhaps some others, and I needed to know who else would be there, especially in case it actually did work.
I understand entirely.
You wish to know the details?
If you like, but I think that actually is as much information as I expected to get.
They are slightly embarrassing details because it did not work. We got to see a very ugly statue that was not improved by all the glitter, and say foolish things about the Lord Twisting Light, Iskerhurl, and step through the mirror.
Is that the name I recognize associated with the mirror?
The name associated with the mirror is, let me get to the thing, Ishkarhul.
Ishkarhul, okay.
I will.
So he's mispronouncing it.
It does seem like he is mispronouncing it from probably memory.
Okay. I am not going to point this out.
No, but it sounds close enough that it's probably, Lord Twisting Light. I will copy that. Then we all cut ourselves with the glass from some temple or other. All-seeing glass of holy sand, 1,000 eyes gaze upon us. And of course we all did it, because if someone didn't, then, and it didn't work, we would be the one who had been, Sandcast would be upset. He believes those things. I do not want the Cass family trying to take over the smuggling. No one else wants the Cass family interfering with them. So we did that, and we bowed down in front of that ugly statue. put the shards back in the bowl, blow out our candles, and we wait.
And of course, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. We waited some 15 minutes, and then Boss Bampa says that he will go home because he has a headache. Grabbed up the candle and left. Sandcast complains. I pointed out perhaps the Iscurl thing doesn't like whatever it considers an alien. He and Berekti left together.
I see.
We were all going to complain to the one who called us their Ebony Veil, but Veil was not there at all. We thought that he was there with a candle beneath him. Holoprojector, probably. I would have looked, but he said that there were traps in the place, and the floors are a bit of a trap, whether or not anyone laid additional ones. So,
Indeed. He's the one in the mask?
yes.
I see.
Calls himself, I assume him, might not be, Ebony Veil. Might be using a voice twister.
Well, at
And
least now I
that-
knew who to look for.
Yes, that is the embarrassing story. Myself, Sandcast, Berekti, Boss Bampa. I don't know if that's his actual name. It could be. And, Dornva. Yelonius Dornva. He owns Dornva Industries, which owns most of the broken down things around here. Thamog Glass. He bought out that warehouse's owner after the warehouse blew up, but, well, obviously hasn't been able to fix the warehouse itself.
I know the
Yes. He has a droid factory off at Kessen's Landing. He's buying some warehouses on Manet Point. He has bad luck. Anything he touches, it barely pays off the creditors, and then something goes wrong, and he's back in debt again.
I know that type, too.
As far as I know, it actually is cursed and not someone trying to destroy him. No one takes credit.
Well, some people just have bad luck.
Very.
She will raise her Negroni. Not me, of course.
Of course not. I would certainly be appalled to think that someone as graceful and fortunate as yourself would be plagued by bad luck. Only good things should come to you.
She was trying to pay a sly compliment and failing.
Either that, or
Apparently.
he's accepting it in a without sounding as conceited as he might be.
Fair enough. I'm sorry, that should have been a Spanegroni. Well, that certainly is something to think about. I wonder when that explosion's going to go off.
I certainly don't know, but I don't think I want to be near it when it does.
Oh, I don't either.
I wonder
just-
who's someone it's probably one of the others. They don't want the scene of the embarrassment.
Indeed. I can't help but thinking, though, this Ebony Veil wasn't actually there.
No, he was not.
Where did you say the glass was from?
I don't
A
know.
temple?
That's what he said. Holy temple glass.
How fascinating.
Detecting disturbances. Made it by 6.
There's something going on. Obviously, there's something going on with that finger.
You're trying to focus on that?
Yeah.
There's... Made it by 6. There's definitely something force weird going on with his finger. There's almost like there's a force bond somewhere. Or
That's what I was afraid of.
the weird thing about it is that you can't really trace where the other end is. It's almost like the other end doesn't exist yet.
Oh no.
Did
Or
you
if it
see
does-
the mirror?
I assume it was the thing that was all covered in mirror shards. No, I didn't see an actual mirror.
I just worry. Keep an eye on that finger.
All right. He regards it. He didn't put his glove back on, so he sort of regards it. It doesn't hurt anymore.
Well, I'm glad for that at least. But
Maybe a little tender. Shrug.
it was a ritual to grant power that didn't work. But I'm wondering if it did.
You think
That bruise is
something-
unusual. And I worry that perhaps something is drawing power from you.
I think we should find Ebony Vale then.
I think perhaps you're correct.
Teach him to.
Why don't I see how my friends are doing tonight? Would you excuse me for just a moment? This seafood was delightful.
Ah, excellent. I am glad that they were able to please you. Yes, of course.
As always, dear. Just a moment. I'll make my call and be right back.
Of course.
I'm going to actually step into one of the bathrooms this time.
Okay.
I don't know which one's. Like, I don't want to open the door on somebody and
They're
freak them out.
don't worry if they look like bathrooms that you can just go in and out of.
Okay. I also don't know which is which. If either
Whichever.
is either.
They're, whichever.
All right, I'll pick one.
These
And
signs
I will
next to
call
them.
up the familiar comm code.
The familiar comm code being of your friends.
Yes.
Okay, you two, I am assuming, have just left the Blue Orchid, since you went there earlier than the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually, you've probably left it a bit ago, and now you've been meandering around threatening slot machines or something, and going, no, I'm not playing with those, and,
Ran again saying, you still could have gotten a space doggy bag. Can you imagine Antuxa's expression when that is seen in the mini fridge?
I want other people to be able to use the mini fridge.
Beat-a-boop, beat-a-boop,
Look.
beat-a-boop.
Look, despite my general personality, I really do like you guys. Oh, hey, Tom.
Beat-a-boop. Bzz.
Hello?
Darling,
Antuxa,
how has your night
hi.
been?
Well, we may have a meeting with Sandcast.
Oh, wonderful. I am troubled.
Oh, no.
Rand's face gets serious, like he's looking at a tax code violation
So,
on his own paperwork.
do you remember the mirror from the Whispering Lantern?
I remember you being quite interested in it until you learned it was a replica.
Indeed.
And
Well-
somebody else bought the real thing.
Somebody else did indeed buy the real thing, and it was the focal point of that ritual. Although it apparently wasn't actually there. Neither was Ebony Vale, the man in the mask, who ran the whole thing. But Sandcast was there, as was his friend, the name Beth will supply,
Correcty.
Correcty.
Berekti, and Boss Bomba, and some other fellow who's been having terrible luck with his businesses. And they all-
Single crime boss in this city doing rituals.
How
Yeah,
many
okay.
buckets of blood are we dealing with?
Oh, not very
Hmm.
many at all. In fact, I think we've got all of it in that bowl with the glass shards. But, of course, all the bosses wanted to be there because, well, it was a ritual
All
to
the other
grant great
bosses
power.
were being there.
And all the other bosses would be there. But Sandcast and Berekti left together. Boss Banpa left first because he said he had a headache. And Ebony Vale, this masked man, was nowhere to be seen. My dear Hurston says he thinks it was probably a hollow projection. But they were summoning Ishkarhul, the creature who was said to be in the mirror, to grant them power. And when I healed poor Hurston's finger, it didn't heal all the way. It refused to heal, almost as if someone is drawing power from that cut.
At first I thought,
Or as if they're, well, if he's showing signs of physical corruption, which he is, that means that there's power going in him.
Hmm.
So, is he on his way to getting possessed?
Well, that's certainly possible. I hadn't thought of that. He is connected to something, but the other end of the bond doesn't feel like it's actually there yet.
So the summoning worked. On something.
On something. I think perhaps we better find this Ebony Veil fellow.
I think we'd better talk to Sandcast.
That too.
I was thinking that we could, maybe trade something for the holocron that, since, he's into that kind of thing, and
Indeed.
there's probably better stuff than a piece he wouldn't be able to open if he's the one who's got it.
Well, I'll think of something, and perhaps talk to our friend back at the Whispering Lantern. In the meantime, do you need me to come to you?
Yeah, now I feel like we need to talk to him because he might be 1/5 of a possession, which I don't know
Indeed.
how that works, and you know how that works way better than I do.
Well,
It's
at least I can look it up.
It's a partial possession, like a timeshare or shared custody, depending on which way you're splitting it.
Mind.
Indeed, they're each, well, let's see,
Troubling.
about 18% of the law.
As opposed to 9/10.
It's that 1/10 that gets you every time.
Well, let me make my excuses, and I will come to you. And then perhaps we shall go and see Mr. Sandcast.
Well, take your time. We have
Does
until
that
around
sound
11.
Very well. I will see you soon. Thank you, darlings. You've been most helpful.
Well, I try.
And that sounds like a
I
good
will-
place.
I will hang up and head back out to Hurston.
Hurston
And you
is
see a total bloodbath.
No. He's waiting there. He's contemplating the finger. He's, having a, drink. He looks up. He smiles, pleased to see Antuxa come back.
Hurston, my dearest, you have my comm code, right?
I do.
All right. My friends have gotten themselves into something of a pickle, and I'm afraid I need to go extract them.
Of course. And if their pickle happens to have anything to do with that Ebony Veil person, well, if you handle the matter, do inform me ahead of time so that I know not to send my people on wild Gizka chases.
Of course, darling. I would not want to inconvenience you in any way, and I apologize for having to leave, but needs must.
Needs must, and I am glad that you warned me that this is a bit irregular.
Indeed.
Waggles fingers just a bit. I will think on what I might do.
Oh, and please do let me know if this Ebony Veil contacts you again.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Now I really must go. Have a good night, darling. I will talk to you as soon as I can in the morning.
And you. Stay dry.
I will do my best.
And Antuxa heads out. Shall we end off there?
Oh, hey, you're already here.
We've been here the whole time.
And on that note, I believe it's time to end off.
Let me write a note. Okay. So, it is, in fact, time to end off. Been playing for a couple hours. This is Beth, and with me have been Crash and Ellie and Io, and who would like to plug something?
Eo's mom writes books.
Well, Eo's mom does indeed write books. And that Eo's mom is Beth.
What?
Well, yes, but...
To be fair, I've never seen Eo's mom and Beth together in the same room.
Crash,
That's true.
have you ever seen me in
Not
in
in
a room
person,
at all?
but that's besides
Oh,
the
yeah.
point.
Uh-huh. In any case, if you go to elizabethmccoy.com, you ought to be able to find a list of books, and they can lead you to, Smashwords and stuff, and, pick up a book if you like it. And if you go to Smashwords, the novels have, 50% sample sizes, so you can really decide if you think that I'm going to stick the landing. And speaking of places
Web
where you can listen.
sites.
Oh, webbed sites? Yes.
Well, I did take a duster to it, so it's not as webbed as it used to be. Also, in light of a recent, so far as our recording news story, I guarantee you Beth's books have 0% AI prompts.
Heck yeah.
Because some people can write their own stories.
I mean, even when I'm not writing my own stories, when I'm actually, I was futzing around doing the Pride and Prejudice, which is very much absolutely swiped from public domain. I did not use any AI to do any of it. I did that all by hand. I read the thing. I made the edits by hand where they were appropriate, and there was no AI in it whatsoever.
I'm not sure
But
there was some
speaking of
actual
things-
intelligence. I've heard of stories like Pride and Prejudice before.
It's funny. Pride and Prejudice is actually hilarious in many places. It's just really understated, and you have to be in the right mindset. And okay, Russian humor is weirder. I've done editing on that.
I'm not sure I have ever been in the right mindset, but that is something about me, not about the quality of Pride and Prejudice.
Also, I will say that it is a lot more entertaining when most of the main characters are giant house cats who have no thumbs and must have humans to do all of the thumb work for them, pretty much.
I will concede that point. I will also concede that we put all of these podcasts over on AaronBSmith.com, along with a few other things that I've created over the years. You can also follow us on the Fediverse at is.aaronbsmith.com/@cogwheel. And as previously mentioned, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming, where you can help us keep the lights on and, I guess, potentially ask us questions that we could answer in character. Even if we don't plan to, we slip into character often enough, possibly the wrong character for the wrong show.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we've ever done that. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Wait, who's that over there?
So,
That's me trying to find out who Ellie was doing.
What? I've been here the whole time. This is my game.
Are you sure? I keep seeing you in the other ones.
Yes, but I'm doing cameos there.
I thought this was your cameo. You weren't even in the first half.
Yes, well.
Which is funnier because Antuxa very much was in the first half.
uh-huh.
Just not a portion of it. But in any case, all this banter can be yours for the low, low price of being on patreon.com or subscribing to the RSS feed at aaronbsmith.com. You could help us out and become one of the other illustrious patrons, just like Ellie, or Shan, or Walter, or Liv Droman, or even patron emeritus Cindy.
And until next time, this is Beth with a flashback. O mighty Ishkarhul, Lord of Twisting Light, step forward from thy mirrored abyss. By the glass that sees all, by the holy sands, may your countless eyes gaze upon us. Good night, everyone.
Well,
You have
that
summoned
sounds-
me, and I appear.
Fun.
Yes, I look like a short dragon. It's fine. It's fine.
Good night, everyone.
Ellie, I bowled right over you. What were you saying?
I said, well, that sounds fun.
It will be when I'm done. Except I'm not even here right now. I'm the opposite of Samurai.
Oh. Well, at least we don't have to deal with a dragon.
Yet.